Good morning, good afternoon, good evening across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. I just launched up the Duna rover up into orbit around Kerbin. It's unmanned as of right now. It's empty. There's nobody there. Nobody on board, but it has probe cores to guide it both here and here, and a probe core on here for ease of launch. It'll have the 10-meter heat shield, drop it down, and then parachutes, all the parachutes, and some rockets at the very bottom just to give it a little cushion. And of course, this back here is a terrier? Poodle. So this will get us, as is right now, it'll get us most of the way there. It probably would get us there, but just because I like overkill and to be safe, I used a little bit of this to get us to finalize our orbit. So I'll probably send up a launch mission just to fill that up real quick. But I can do that off camera. Anywho, we've got this guy up in space, and we've also got the... Where'd he go? There we go. The Duna base launch. I suppose I could change that name. We got this guy up here as well. I'm kind of assembling the Duna Armada, or the Duna fleet. I don't know. I'm assembling all those ships in orbit just so that when it comes time to launch, they're all there ready to go. Although this one is a base, it is made to house, I think the contract said up to 8 Kerbals. So this will house 8, 4 and 4 plus 1 in the cupola. This one does have Jebediah. He's up here for now, kind of overseeing all the launches. I sent a few launches up here and refueled all these guys. We have a bunch of Delta V. At least we should. Well, a total of 4,000. Most of that is in these upper stages here for landing, which is ridiculous. But this will get us on our way to Duna. Yeah, that'll definitely get us there and possibly intercepted and begin our circularization. And then if we need to, when we need to, because we will need to, ditch this. I don't know. I think I want to wait until we come into a landing before I open up the 10-meter heat shield. But we got all these engines here that we can use to slow us down, and they won't interfere with the heat shield if it's not deployed. Anywho, we got Jebediah up here. He's kind of up here overseeing all the other launches going up with it, kind of making sure nothing crazy happens. Then we'll send up a shuttle mission to bring him back down. Unfortunately, though, because we went to Moho, and I wasn't going to do Duna, and now I am, we missed our Duna window by a lot. So we have to wait for Duna to come back around again to the right placement. Yeah, because there's Kerbin. And Duna's here. So with the sun to our, left, you really want Duna to be up here. But as time progresses, we're going to go faster. He's going to go slower. It's going to fall behind us. So we have to go all the way around and catch up to it again. A year and 403 days is what the Kerbal alarm clock is telling me. Although, just out of curiosity, since it's Duna, and it should be a bit easier to get to. Set as target. Let's try, create a node. How far away is that? A year and 22 days. Okay, so that's sooner. So that's cool. Oh, so that doesn't really do much for us, does it? Okay, let's kill that one. Let's try the advanced transfer. Limit time. It's computing. I don't know. We could just, like I said, launch a thing, get ready, staff them, post and staff them, and then wait till they, line up. Ideally, I think, because I was just watching Quill 18 do this, Sun, Kerbin, Duna. We want Duna right up ahead of you like this. So let's see, create a node in, So yeah, okay. So this is pretty darn close. So we'll get everything ready. We'll set this up, and then, and that gets us a nice intercept. But anyway, we'll set this up, and we'll probably, can I edit this? What are you saying? 420 days? 403 days. Oh, so this is actually later. Okay, so this is the node that has been created is actually after this. So you know what? We'll leave that. Close the details. We'll leave that for now, because that'll be a good window to be ready for this. Oh, that's not too bad a burn either. That's easily in this first stage. Cool. So there's that, and that I get in a bit more of that than I really meant to, because honestly, what I mean to do what I want to do is something we haven't done, or at least I haven't done on camera in quite a while. And I realized, so for Duna, we got the Duna base. That's great. And that's got the people and the mining and whatnot. And it's going to satisfy the contract. We got the rover that can rove around and collect data at, all the points. But something we don't have is a science station. The science module? Processing module? Whatever it's called. And I think I'm going to send that up, or not I think, I'm going to send that up as a space station that'll just orbit Duna and stay there and process science. And some scientists might end up living there for a few years. And they'll deal with that. But I want it to all go in one launch. I don't want it to be something that I have to build and expand on. So let's see. Oh, no, you're the big cupola. I just want the regular cupola. Let's get you up here. Cool. So there's that. Awesome. Let's get utilities straight away. The big battery. Good. And then, since we're here at utilities, let's get the octo core, which we'll put science on in a few minutes. And then we'll get science. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, the mobile processing lab. Boom. So that 6 tons. It's not too bad. It's a little heavy, but it's not the end of the world. This is really going to be the majority of what it is. Cupola thing. We'll add... Okay, let's go ahead and do that too. Are those structural? I think they are. Oh, what am I looking for? If not you, then you. I think it might be this one. Nope. It's the other adapter. I've used... Oh, there it is, I think. There you are. Yeah. This guy. And then, at the base here, I want this guy. We're going to slap solar panels on this. Utility. Wow, I got to get rid of some of these things. I thought I cleaned up some of the extraneous things I had, but I still have like a bunch that I'm like, I don't know why they're still here. Where are they? I know it's here somewhere. I know it's not with all the other solar panels, which is where you would think it would be clumped in. Oh, there it is. Up with lights, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Gigantor. Boom. So now I'll have a nice solar array down here. Because I don't want to slap on a big tank, because I don't think it'll need it. I just want the little ones. The little... There we go. We'll kind of do this type of dealio with it. Good. And then we can slap on some RCS nodules. Nozzles. Let's do them here. Actually, take it back. Let's do them here. And down here. So yeah, this here will be what ends up in Duna. Do we need? I think. No, I'll put one below that. Yeah. Can I put this here? Will that? I think that's happy. I don't know. We'll see. It's an adventure. Yeah. Okay, so let's flesh out the science. What do we want? And this is going to be stuff that is space-based, which is great, because there's a lot of those on these things. Asteroids. Nope. Atmospheric. While in flight. Gorsat. Yeah, we'll do Gorsat. What were you? No. Magnetometer, of course. Multispectral imaging platform. I might have the octocore and run out of things to do. Mystery goo. Mystery goo is always something you want. Yeah. Mystery 2. Orbital telescope, please. Awesome. RPWS antenna. Oh, did I skip? Let's see what else we have. Science Junior. Yeah, we want a science module. Come on. There we go. Soil moisture, because that's one from orbit as well. Cool. So we fleshed out that. That's awesome. I'm actually not sure if this is what I wanted to do, because I'm not sure how this is going to be structurally. Something else I do want to do that I don't usually do, but I'm going to try it because I've seen Quill 18 do it and it looks like it's fun, is the protective shell. There we go. Now all this is underneath. That's cool. All right, so we got command functions. We're going to have plenty of power. We've got all the science stuff and science processing. We've got RCS control and RCS pods. Like I said, battery power. Let's see, is there anything weird? Parachute. That's fine. It's not going to go back in. It's not going to land. It's just going to live in space around Duna and process. Yeah. Cool. All right. So, that's the core. That's what we're sending up. That's awesome looking. I'm really happy with that. And I think we want to have about, kind of like with the Duna rover there, I want it to have about 3,000 delta V to get to Duna and aerobrake and whatnot. So we're going to put a poodle on here. And what does that give us? Oh, plenty. Cool. We don't really want to use this stage if we can avoid it until we are launching for Duna, although the intercept showed 10,100. So this will probably be fine. Even if we use some of this to finalize our orbit at Kerbin, we'll be fine. We'll have plenty. And at this point, we'll strap on another orange tank, a mainsail, and then twin bores and another orange tank on top. It'll be kind of a standard launch package that I usually use. I'm going to get it all together. I think I'm going to do some strut work in here to make sure this is nice and stable. Might even try a practice launch without recording, or at least without showing you guys. Yeah, and I'll get back to you guys in just a minute. Alright, so we're back on the launch pad now with the Duna Space Station. I haven't quite named it yet. I have some ideas, but I'll name it later. We're about to launch. Added a few other things, a few other components that I realized would be necessary and smart, like a probe core and whatnot, and there's nobody in there right now. Again, we're going to get all this stuff in space, and then we're going to launch a shuttle mission to populate everything, to get everything populated with pilots and scientists and things. But that being said, T for SAS, we have a really good thrust-weight ratio, so we're going to go up to about 80%, I think, is a pretty good starting point. Engage the engines. Lit. Disengage. And she's away. I actually did a test launch of this guy just a minute or two ago to make sure that everything is nice and stable. Honestly, I have never had much luck with the fairings. I think before I made them I've made them too big, and I didn't stay within prograde. I was too sloppy with it. But I think thanks to Quill 18 and some of his, tutorials and whatnot, not tutorials necessarily, but the way he does things, I think as long as I stay prograde and keep things relatively gentle, it should be just fine. And I was concerned that things weren't going to be strutted together quite enough inside because of the way struts connect to fairings and outside of fairings and whatnot. But I think it's strutted together. I watched it on my other launch, and as I gave commands to move the ship, it moved as one. It stayed really stable. So I have high hopes for this. Alright, let's start kicking it over though for a gravity turn. Because my main concern with the big fairing up there, it's not huge, but it's kind of big. My main concern is that we stay within prograde, which shouldn't be that hard. I mean, I could actually go ahead and lock to prograde. That'll keep the ship locked in prograde pretty much, and then I can just nudge it over, tap, 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 tap. See the nozzle's wiggling a little bit to do that. Hopefully this is a decent launch. I think I have plenty of Delta V. I did attach some docking ports. I attached docking port Junior on this one because that's what's also on the Duna rover. That's what's accessible. So I might send one big fueler up and hit both of those guys. We'll see what happens. Alright, so we're past the speed of sound, but the air is thinning out, so we're good. We're not hitting any wind resistance, I don't think. It seems to be great. Let's start keeping it, moving it over, doing the gravity turn. Time to apoapsis is increasing. Our apoapsis is obviously increasing as well. This all looks relatively good. Oh, okay, so I see some air effects. Not the end of the world, though. Still got, it says 30 seconds, so a little more than that, probably closer to 40 seconds, because we're not running at full throttle here. Whoa. Easy, girl. Oh, hands off, let it resettle back to prograde. There you go. Good girl. Oh yeah, this will be a beautiful launch. Alright, good. 15,000. Still going up nice and steady. Still a lot of fuel left for the launch. Up, getting out. We can see we're getting out of the thicker atmospheric levels, so we can start kicking it over a little bit more. Not too much though. Like I said, that fairing makes me a little bit nervous. I think once we hit about 25,000 though, if it doesn't do it already, I will switch it to orbit. Oh, wow, look at our apoapsis is already way up there. Close enough. Switch to orbital. That should kick us over. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens. And once we get, I don't know, past like 50,000, we'll probably ditch this, maybe. I don't know. Again, I don't do much with fairings, so I don't know. Ooh, okay, our orbit is getting up there pretty darn high. We're pretty high up. So, to ensure we get where we want to go, we're just going to go nearly horizontal so that we can get orbital. Oof. You're spinning pretty good there, buddy. We're going to kick in the throttle now. Go. Just give us some control. Keep that nice horizontally. And we're going to lose those guys. Cool. And there they go. Goodbye. Thank you for all your hard work. You will not be forgotten. Whoa. Easy, girl. Come on. Alright, so we're up pretty high. We're thrusting away. So, I think it's time to lose the fairing. Is this here? Yes. Goodbye. Poof. It all falls away. And there's the space station. Yeah, I added a probe core. I added a docking port down here just so that in case I needed to dock to it, I could. And I added, because I haven't used it yet, the big high gain commutron antenna. I just think it looks kind of neat. It'll look kind of neat as part of a space station. Alright, apoapsis is approaching 100. That's about where I want to aim for. So let's go and stop you. Map. Oh, right. So, ooh, yeah, that was a pretty steep ascent. Not the worst, not the best. But let's get you orbital. That's close. What's that guy? Ooh, yeah, that's pretty darn close. Ooh, it's a lot of delta V, but that's okay. We've got it. We've got it in reserve. 92, 100. That's close enough. All right. Mech Jeb, my friend. Do what you do. It's going to be a little, oh, solar panels, yay. It's going to be a little bit, what is it? Well, let's see, 1305. So we're going to get through, yeah, we're going to only have 400 Delta V left to do with the Poodle, so that's pretty good. So this will use up a tiny portion of the fuel here. So I think I will go up and launch a refueling mission. All right. Come on, MechJeb. Do your thing. There we go. Time warping down. Should time warp down to about, well, about 40 seconds. Should launch at about 35. Excuse me. Oof. Poof. Light that fire. Sometime, maybe? Oh, here, let me give you RCS. There you go. Poof. Alright. And now we'll be getting into orbit, which is great. So yeah, we'll have the space station in orbit. We'll have the Duna launch. I need to get rid of you. We'll have the Duna rover. We'll have the whole flotilla of Duna stuff here. I think my plan for now is to send the Duna base. I'm actually going to send it full of Kerbals. I'm going to send almost every Kerbal I have on the Duna base because, hey, this way they get experience. They can walk on the surface, yada, yada, yada. And that should raise their experiences up. If it doesn't max it out, I'll actually be a little bit surprised. It should get it close, though, even if it doesn't max it out. But send all of them. The Duna rover unmanned will hopefully land those two things close enough to each other so that I can send somebody out into the Duna rover and they can go out and do science in the rover. If not, it has probe cores. It can do the roving all on its own, all unmanned, or I could drive it closer to the base. And then after they're there, I will assemble a vehicle to go and retrieve them. Yeah, or a couple of vehicles. I don't know. We're right now, the goal is to get them there and the station there as well. After that, they might just end up living on Duna. Living on Duna. They are the first colonists. Yay. No, I do plan to bring them back, because that's the whole point, bringing everybody back to Kerbal. Kerbin. Bring the Kerbals back to Kerbin. There we go. Alright. So we're almost done here with this stage. Puff, puff, puff away. Burn that guy. So this will take a little bit longer, because again, it's just the Poodle, but it's super efficient. We're already, yeah, it's already flattening out pretty well. We've passed the node, and we are going down. Yeah, we are descending, but we'll be fine. We're descending very slowly. It's 270. We'll have 3,000. Oh, we'll have 3,000 Delta V left after this orbital insertion maneuver. I think that'll be plenty. I was just looking at the Delta V map earlier, and I think without aero braking, I think it'll take roughly about 2,000 to 2,500 Delta V to launch to Duna and get into an orbit around Duna. So we'll see. Like I said, that one that I set up for the other thing that took 1,000 Delta V, I assume it'll be pretty close for this one as well. Alright, good. So our periapsis is about to show up on the far side of the planet of Kerbin. Well, about to. Maybe I was a little premature. It will in a little bit, though. But still, our apoapsis. Yeah, looks like our periapsis will end up being somewhere around like 95. Well, the lowest point we end up at right now. So hey, if we stay above 90, that's money. Obviously 70 is the atmosphere, so I don't want to go below that. But if we stay above 90,000, that's a fine orbit. And if I need to fine-tune these, I can. I might go back and tweak a few of them. But as long as they're stable, okay, out of the thickest atmosphere. Camera change, good. Come on. There we go. But anyway, as long as things are good, I'm good. As long as it is a stable orbit, I'll be happy with it. Yeah, yep, we're not going to fall back into the atmosphere. It's not terribly circular, so I think I might go through and fix this one to like a 100-degree orbit just to make it a little sweeter, because this is fairly eccentric. It's going to cross paths with some other ships just to make it safer. Alright, and there you have it. We have our Duna space station launched. And lights. Yeah, light it up, baby. Not that we need them, but it's fun. What do you look like extended? Ah, that's cool. Alright. We'll retract you for now, though. We'll extend you once we get to Duna. Plus, there's nobody on board to do anything anyway. Oh. I just realized, okay, so they will have to spacewalk. I didn't want to put a docking port on top of the cupola just so that it was, you know, an unimpeded view. But I just realized now that the only docking port... Well, no, there's those. There's the little ones. Okay, so I can send up something with a little docking port. Otherwise, I can just come up rendezvous and do a couple of spacewalks across. That's not the end of the world either. But that'll be for another time. That's it for this one. Got our space station for Duna in space. And then we'll have to wait, of course, a year and 403 days, or was it a year and 420 days to launch. Either way, we'll get there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like, hit subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. I will catch you later.